Well, on a sunny September day back in 1974, Evel Knievel climbed into a rocket, gave a big thumbs up, remember? And then launched in an attempt to jump the Snake River Canyon in Twin.
Yeah, and as we all know now, Knievel never made it across the canyon that day. Now a new breed of thrill seekers want to do what Knievel could not, and one man in particular may have the inside track to Daredevil infamy.
Every motorcycle jumper in the world wanted to be like Evel Knievel.
Takeoff, of course, very critical. He'll build up speed as quickly as he can, and here he goes. And he makes it.
And why not? Knievel was known around the world for his outrageous and daring jumps. Like so many in the 1970s, Big Ed Beckley was fixated on the jumper in his red, white, and blue jumpsuit. Now, nearly 40 years later, Beckley has his sights set on the Snake River Canyon.
Boom, hit the rocket, and that'll put me at 250 off the end of it. And as it flying through the air, I'll get to 325. I'll be 425 feet in the apex of jump, and I'll be on the other side.
And that would be over here on the North Rim, where Big Ed bid over $900,000 to drop down on this state-owned property.
For Evel Knievel.
Sold $943,000 to the Idaho Department of Land.
It's a piece of property Evel Knievel wished he had seen up close and personal. But Knievel never made it. He fell from the sky and landed in those rocks on the south side of the canyon.
We saw him go down in the canyon. The helicopter picked him up, brought him out. He stood back up on the hill, waved to everybody, and we thought, okay, it's over, and we left.
Dennis Boyer, the Parks and Recreation Director for Twin Falls, was a teenager in 1974, and don't tell anybody, but he snuck in with some friends to watch the jump. A bit older and a bit wiser, Boyer would like to see this site preserved and proudly promoted for everyone to see, and that's exactly what the city is banking on.
So the general sense of the community is there's an opportunity to capitalize on something that was that put us on the map 40 years ago. And if done right, it can keep us on the map for the next 40 years.
Barricker says done right means the council will closely review all proposals by all applicants to make sure they fully protect the public's health and safety.
The last thing we want is a televised event that smacks somebody against the north rim of the canyon and for all the world to see.
Longtime Twin Falls businessman Rex Lytle hopes the world will see a safe and successful event, knowing what this next jump could mean for his community.
Like it or not, it's a landmark.
A landmark he knows all too well because weeks before Evel Knievel's jump, he was hired by ABC to help set up and break down their broadcast cameras, an operation that came with a few risks.
What was a little scary was the scaffolding. There were probably 100 people that crawled up on that, which that's not made for that.
Say for better or for worse, Twin Falls and Evel Knievel will always be connected.
Absolutely.
And that takes us back to Big Ed Beckley, who says it's time.
And there's time that somebody jumped this thing with a real motorcycle, and that's what I'm going to do.
That's what he plans to do. Also, 5 other applicants are planning to do it. And we'll be back in Twin Falls this Thursday because the City Council will listen to 6 applicants proposing their ideas, their plan. They're all detailed plans on how they want to put this on from the launch site on the south side of the canyon.
This is such an odd thing because there's state lands on one side and city lands on the other.
That Big Ed Beckley has a 2-year lease on that north side.
But it's the south side he still needs because otherwise you don't have any place to jump.
He needs to take off from here and land here. It's pretty interesting. A little complicated when you start talking about some of the details, but again, we'll be back in Twin on Thursday for that very important meeting, and it really is redemption on the rim.